Good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Kausar Unnisa, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Commerce and Management, Government First Grade College, KGF. So we have discussion on the strategic planning and its implementation. Before going to start the strategic planning process, we understand what does it mean, the strategic planning. So strategic planning is nothing but it is an art of creating a specific business strategies, implementing them and evaluating the results for executing the plan for the overall long-term goals to achieve the desires of the long-term goals. And it is one of the concept where we can able to focus on integrating the various departments like finance, marketing, HR. So how to accomplish all these with the help of the strategic goals. So the strategic planning is nothing but it is a tool. So where we are going to identify the goals and the objectives of an organization. So which helps for both we can able to assess internal as well as the external situations, how to achieve the things and to formulate and also for implementing the strategies. So strategic planning is nothing but it is the tool where we are going to apply this tool by the help of both the internal and the external sources for the achievement of the goals and objectives of the organization. So we know that the development and the execution of the strategic plannings are consisting to have a critical steps. How this strategic planning can be implemented. So what are the steps or what are the process that has to be undertaken to implement this strategic planning? So first we should have our own vision and objectives. What it should be? Vision means what? Vision is nothing but so how the organization is going to achieve the things in future. That is a vision. And in case of vision, the basic purpose of the organization for its existence, it is called as the mission. Vision is nothing but how the organization is going to achieve the goals and objectives. And also mission means it is nothing but the purpose of the organization existence or the essence of the organization existence is called as the mission. So when we have going to implement the plans, when we are going to have our plans, we should have some purpose. For what purpose the existence of organization has been taken up. So how to accomplish those goals, that is the purpose of the mission. And in case of the activities which is going to run in the organization, what are all the methods that they are going to follow, and the beliefs and principles so which are guiding to the organization, management, and also the employees for perceiving the organizational purpose. So these are nothing but the vision and mission. What are all the for what sake the organization has came into existence. So that is the first step we have to analyze, and the second one is nothing but the situational analysis. See, after development of our mission and objectives, the companies need to go for some situational analysis. The situational analysis may be in the form of internal analysis as well as the external analysis. See, in the case of internal analysis, the company needs to identify the strength and weakness, and in case of external analysis, it has to identify the threats and opportunities. So with the help of this situational analysis and the quality information, the organization can make an effective and an efficient decision. So the environmental scanning will also help us to have the critical analysis for the purpose of a specific issues which are going to be taken place in the organization. So here, in case of this situational analysis, it is nothing but like an environmental scanning. How the internal as well as external things are being affected to the companies during the time of achieving the objectives. Now, we have to analyze ourselves, what are our strengths and what are our weakness, and also that is nothing but the internal analysis. And in the case of external, we have to identify what are our threats and opportunities that we have to face to compete in the existing world. That is known as situation analysis. And the third one is nothing but the strategy formulation. See, after the development of organizational mission, objective, situation analysis, now it is a time to formulate the strategies. So companies have to formulate the effective strategies which helps for the group discussion, which helps in the form of group discussion, or it may be in the form of decisional making, both by the marketers as well as by the management. So in case of strategy formulation, a company has to assess what is the current situation that they are going to perform, both in the case of internal as well as the external. And also they have to analyze very clearly that the purpose of existence which has been taken up or which has been formed, and how they are going to deal in case of the analysis has to be find out in case of strategy formulation. Before going to formulate the strategies, we have to identify the things how we can able to compete in the existing world. And the third step is nothing but the strategy implementation. See, after formulating the strategies, practically implementing the strategies has to be taken place. The purpose of this strategy implementation has to satisfy the company needs. So both they can able to satisfy the resources and also the satisfaction towards their what the employees in the organization, because we know that different people are there, different departments will be there. So while going to formulate and implementing the strategies, there must be very care examination has to be taken place, because they have to communicate the strategies to the concerned department so that the failure should not be taken place. That is the thing in case of strategy implementation. And the next step in the strategic planning process is nothing but the evaluation and the control. And this is the last step of strategic planning process, where in this step, the management and the marketeer have to monitor the strategies and they have to make the necessary adjustments so that the management can go to have the regular measure towards the performance, as well as comparing the performance with the predetermined goals and the objectives, where they can able to have the changes whenever it is required. So the step by step the strategic process has to be taken for the smooth running of the organization in order to achieve its goals and objectives in this competitive era. So that is regarding to the steps of the strategic planning. Let us will go for the next, that is called as the benefits of the strategic planning. So we know that in case of the strategic planning, how it will be useful to the organization, because we know that the volatility of the business environment are going to cause many firms during the time of reactive of the strategies and also the proactive terms. So the reactive strategies are only viable for the short term, when they are, even though they may be required to spending a significant amount of the resources during the time of execution. So this strategic planning helps the firms to prepare proactively, and also the issues have to be addressed for the long-term things when they are going to face it. So what are all the benefits that we can able to achieve with the help of this strategic planning means? So it will be helpful to formulate better strategies in a systematic approach. So with the help of this planning, it is we can able to find out it is going to benefit to the organization, because some of the strategic planning process makes a significant contribution to improve a company's overall performance for the success of a specific strategy. And also it will be helpful to enhance the communication between the employers and the employees. We know that communication is the crucial thing to the success of the strategic planning process, and it is initiated through the participation of managers as well as the employees, so which shows their commitment for the achievement of organizational goals. So the strategic planning will also help the managers and the employees uh, how means uh, because they know that what the company is going to be done now, and why, what are the reasons, and what are the goals and objectives in real terms that both the employers and employees have to achieve. And it is going to have a good relation, it will build a good relationship between the performance of the employees as well as the company's success. So both employees and managers are going to become more innovative and creative, so that for the further growth of a company should not be find very difficult. And also the next part is nothing but it is going to empower the individuals working in the organization, because we know that the increased communication with the employees will strengthen the employees towards their effectiveness and towards the importance of the company's overall success. So this is the reason why the companies have to decentralize the strategic planning process, which they can able to have the control for uh, all the employees throughout in the organization. That is also one of the benefit what we can able to avail with the help of strategic planning. And the next one is nothing but ensures the optimum utilization of the resources. Usually we know that the resources which are going to be available to any business firms are limited. Naturally, a firm has to utilize its resources uh, creatively, and also the strategic planning is going to give a clear-cut idea about the utilization of the resources, and it is going to have a frame of reference for investment decisions also. So that is why with the help of this planning, it is possible to have the utilization of the resources in an optimum extent way. And the next benefit we are going to avail, that is called as it helps in acquiring the relevant competitive advantages, because strategic planning will has the burden of equipping a corporation for the relevant competitive survival and growth. So the competition intents can be studied. We can able to evaluate critically what are the needs and what are the requirements to compete with the competitor can be studied very well manner in the case of strategic planning. This is regarding to the benefits of strategic planning. Let us will go. What is the role of marketing in case of the strategic planning? We know that marketing plays an important role in the strategic planning process for many number of organizations, because the marketing position are being represented at the corporate level and also at the functional level of the organization. And this marketing is being involved in case of the strategic planning in all the organizational levels. We know that marketing strategy is nothing but the process how the organization have to concentrate with their limited resources for the achievement of their objectives in a sustainable manner. And this strategic planning also it is going to describe the activities of the marketing business, and also it is going to be classified in the three functions. So let us will see how it is going to be accomplished. Here in the case of the thing that First, they are going to help for the marketers, that the marketers will help everyone in the organization towards the markets and as well as towards the customer. And they are responsible for helping the organization to execute the marketing philosophy throughout the strategic planning process. And the second function is nothing but the marketers are helping to analyze the information required to examine the current situation. They are going to identify the trends in the marketing environment. They are going to assess the potential customers for the recent trends. And this information is going to provide an input to the corporate or to the business or to the marketing strategy plans. And also the marketers are involved in the development of corporate, because the business and marketing strategic plans. So this marketing influence varies in case of organization, and the trend towards this strategic planning will become more responsible for the organization in increasing the marketing clout in an organization. And the marketing management also, it relates to a specific product where we can able to go for having a differentiation with the strategic marketing, where it is being focused on the strategic decisions both at the corporate level and also at the business level. So the strategic role of marketing and also the marketing management is having a considerable change, and all these changes are due to the number of important some of the environmental phenomena that they are going to be affect to many firms of the business. That is the role what we can able to see here. And the next thing is nothing but the strategic implementation. How the implementation part is going to be taken place in case of strategy. So we know that strategy implementation is nothing but the manner in which the organization have to develop so that they can able to utilize and to amalgamate the organizational structure and its control system, and also the strategies that has to formulate for the competitive advantage is nothing but how to compete in the existing world and how to have the better performance. So strategy implementation is nothing but the translation of the chosen strategy in the organizational action. So it is going to have the allocation of some of the special values through by helping the developing the task and the roles of the employees. And this strategic implementation have to be done with the help of some of the steps, because an organizational control system is also required here, because the control system are going to equip the managers with the motivational incentives for the employees, because as well as the feedback on employees and organizational performance. So some of the following steps that they have to follow during the time of implementation. First, they have to go for having a development of an organization with the help of their potential strategies or with the help of their potential customers. Those have succeeded the strategies successfully. And also they have to go for disbursement of the resources, the abundant resources, what they are going to have. They have to create their own plans, procedures, and policies. And also they should go for employing those policies and programs to have a constant improvement in the organizational structure. And also they can able to have a link towards the structure for the accomplishment of goals. With all this, they can able to have the use of strategic leadership. So these are all some of the steps of the strategic implementation. So here we know that implementation is nothing but the process of turning out the strategies and the plans into actions. How the objectives and goals can be accomplished with the help of better strategies. What are the diversified portfolios that we have to keep in mind during the time of implementation of the strategies, and what are the discipline level where we can able to have a control towards our policies and rules and regulations, and what type of communication that we have to process with our employees, so that it becomes very easy for the preparation of the planning and also for the implementation of the planning in case of industrial marketing. So this is regarding to the strategic planning and also the steps for the strategic planning process. With this, I am going to conclude. Thank you.